Hi. As you can see, I have cleaned up, well, you can't see what I've cleaned up, I've covered it up, but anyway, cleaned up and painted all of the items underneath the floor, and I have now installed a new floorboard, all new pressure treated planks, so all of the floor is completed. And then I went on to look at the brakes. I have pulled off all of the brake drums and looked at the brakes. The brake drums are good. The bearings are all okay, just need to be repacked. So all of that looks good, but the brakes are not good, and I'll show you why. When I pulled the drums off and started looking at this, first I found several springs that were broken or missing, and then I also found that the magnet wear indicators are gone. If you look at a new brake assembly, you'll see these 4 holes, and those 4 holes are wear indicators, and once those 4 holes disappear, the magnets have worn out. So as you can see in the old one, there's no holes visible, so the magnets are worn out also. So I have purchased all new brakes, 4 brakes from E-Trailer, and I'll be putting those on. Also, I have started working on the wiring on the front end of the trailer, and I'll show you what I've done there. When I got underneath the trailer, the wiring in the front was kind of a screwy mess. There were a lot of wires that were tied in here, which I believe those may be researchable circuit breakers. I'm not sure, but it was really hard to tell what was going on up here. There were a lot of wires tied into other wires, and I actually had a wire in the main cable that had melted inside the bundle. This particular wire goes to the lights in the tack compartment and in the trailer. I'll be running that wire across. These wires originally ran up through this channel and were over on this side, and I've moved them over to here. You can see them hanging down there, and I've run them up through here, and I've installed a new junction box right here, and I've got all the wires sorted out and in the junction box. And as soon as I get some new cable in, which I'll talk about in a minute, I'll tie that in. But before that, I'm going to take a battery and check these wires out to make sure I've got good continuity with all of my wires, especially since I did some welding in the back end. This is the original connector cable that was there, and when I got into it, I found when I pulled the sheathing back that this one wire had pretty much burned totally through, and I'm not sure, because I don't know why on the vehicle the circuit breaker or fuse wouldn't have thrown, but it appears that there was a brown wire connected to a red wire, and the brown wire are normally the running lights. The red wire out there on the trailer are the brakes. So I'm with the condition the brakes were in, I don't know if it was just drawing a steady current and doing that or not, but anyway, I have rewired it. The other interesting thing is you can buy these plugs at any of the stores in town, but the interesting thing is nobody sells the cable. They only sell the cable with the plug assembly, and usually a 6-foot cable with the plug built into it will run you about anywhere from $38 to $50. But I found cable on eBay for $1.38 a foot, so that's why I told you I was waiting for my cable. It'll be in Friday, and I've ordered that cable to replace this. So anyway, now I'm going to wring those wires out and make sure everything's good. As you can see, it wasn't in the past. Another note, this is the new Breakaway system I've bought. The trailer did have an old antiquated breakaway system with a non-rechargeable battery and a switch that was frozen, you couldn't even pull apart. So anyway, I'll be putting this new breakaway system in. I'll show that once I get it installed.